With Ubisoft still milking the Assassin's Creed cow and them kind of running out of historic eras to make a game about, we got another installment in the AC series set in the time of Vikings. If you ever watched the series Vikings, then you're pretty much all caught up, but if you didn't, well, this game takes place in a time where the people of Norway kind of realized that their country is just a few rocks and icebergs. So in a quest to find a place warm enough to finally get some tan, they decided to go to England. You play as a Norse warrior named Eivor, and with your brother Sigurd, you decided to take your clan across the whatever sea lies between England and Norway to a lovely place called Ravensthorpe. Through the story you will be trying to strengthen your place in England by making alliances and killing crazy chickens. If there's a thing that Ubisoft always manages to hit spot on, it's the world. The beautiful buildings, the hills, the mountains, the towns, as far as I'm concerned, everything is how it is supposed to be. But with this game, Ubisoft decided to do something different than in Odyssey and Origins, and that is the way that you explore the world. In previous games you had like this little question marks, but here you have something called... well, I don't know how it's called because it's just a bunch of dots. The yellow dots are where you get wealth, the blue dots are world mysteries, and the white dots are artifacts. Speaking of artifacts, there is this one thing where you have to stack stones, one atop another, and I just want to know what kind of a freaking sociopath designed this thing. Okay, it's gonna hold. It's gonna hold. It's gonna... The whole system is very confusing. The problem with mysteries is that they're sort of like side quests. Let's be honest, with other games it's like this. You walk up to the quest giver, you skip all the dialogue, you check up your quest folder, you see what you gotta do, and you do it. But with this game, once you talk to the NPC, the quest isn't written anywhere, so there's no way to know what you gotta do. So I hope that your listening skills are good, because if not, you're gonna be using Google a lot. And it's true, because it rhymes. And if that's not frustrating enough, maybe if you're lucky, the whole side quest will just glitch and stop working, so good luck. Maybe I'm the only one that found exploring a bit frustrating, but if you ask me, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Other than that, I still think that England was very interesting to explore, but maybe not as much as Origins and Odyssey. But as far as the aesthetic and the details go, big thumbs up. You also get to explore a few other places than England and Norway, which I'm not gonna spoil for you, but they are pretty awesome. I think that the whole franchise kind of evolved, but as they evolved they should also get rid of the jumping between future and past. Yeah, the whole thing was, I guess, tolerable as long as there was Desmond and that hot chick, but now it's just kind of unnecessary. And most of the time it's not even that interesting because it's the exact same stuff that was happening with Desmond. The Templars are looking for something, you're looking for the same thing. The only way to find it is by using the Animus. And I know that the whole franchise was based on this pattern, but actually I would have nothing against just playing as some random dude that has problems of his own without having to worry about underground bunkers and apples of Eden that by the way don't even look like apples if anyone noticed. But we're getting off topic. As I said, in England you will have a little village called Ravensthorpe, where you will have all that you can possibly want. This is another thing that was not seen in any of the previous Assassin's Creeds, as you will have to gather the resources and upgrade your little community. Look, I don't know why, but most of the time I hate taking care of my settlements. I hated doing it in Far Cry, I even hated doing it in Red Dead Redemption 2. But with this game it's actually not too shabby. As this is a game about Vikings, you must of course do some Viking stuff like raiding, feasting, killing people, and of course snorting so many mushrooms that you get in a rap battle with a squirrel. There is no naval combat, which is kind of a bummer, but you can still use your ship to raid other settlements, which was really a nice addition. Of course you can't make a game that has assassins in the title without combat. The combat is probably the only thing that they did not change from Odyssey as much as I can remember. The only thing that you should, I guess, know regarding combat is in the last few games there was of course stealth, but I guess it's not that important, so most of the time it's just easier to grab an axe and decapitate a few people. I don't know if making stealth less dominant was the right thing to do, since it's called Assassin's Creed, but if you don't have a problem with it, that's on you to decide. Sometimes it's even a bit funny when you quietly kill someone and some random dude 200 meters away sees you. And when I say funny, I don't mean funny because it's frustrating as shit. And also steer clear of everything even remotely related to fire, cause it turns out that Eivor is even more flammable than Anakin Skywalker. Another thing that was made a little different was the customization. You have like a bunch of tattoos, different haircuts, you can customize your horse, your raven, your ship. The only thing that you can't customize is the size of your willy. What can I say, Cyberpunk really set the bar very high when it comes to customizing your junk. But let's get serious for a second. If there's one thing that I hate more than people who say that The Last Jedi was, quote, not that bad, it's microtransactions. You know that feeling where you paid 70 bucks for a video game and then you realize if you had pre-ordered it, you would get an extra armor. And if you would pay only 20 bucks more, you would get the Ultimate Edition with 3 extra armors and an exclusive quest. Or even better, for 50 bucks, you would get the Deluxe Edition with 7 extra armors, a DLC, 4 extra quests, or even a Super Ultra, you got a Big Dick Deluxe Edition where you get all of the above and an actual fucking cat. Well, I'm not gonna make a big fuss out of microtransaction stuff. I mean, bigger than I already did. But the crappy thing is that there are actually more armors in the Ubisoft store than in the actual game. So, yeah, it's a bit of a shitty feeling. Now that I think of it, this game is more or less, well, an Assassin's Creed game. If you enjoy AC games, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't play it. Or maybe even if you haven't played any Assassin's Creeds yet, this might be a good game to start. Yes, it has an occasional glitch and some things take some time to get used to, plus if you're not bothered by the microtransactions, that more or less don't change the gameplay at all, well, there is a lot more amazing stuff than I first thought. I know I was a bit rough regarding a few things, but I still think that this game is definitely worth playing. I enjoyed every second of it, and I even think I might finish it on Platinum. It might not be exactly how I would design a game, and I still think that Odyssey or Origins are superior, but still a superb game, so I just must give it an 8. I hope you agree, and thank you so much for watching this review. As always, have a great day and see you next time.